Hi, guys. This is Ivy, your host of the Canada Immigration Information Channel. I hope you're doing amazing today. I'm doing amazing. It's a little freezing, but I'm doing amazing. And I hope you're all doing your holiday shopping because there's a lot of shopping activities going on around now. Don't shop till you drop, please. Try to save some money for the new year that is coming in. I always like to start my video by saying thank you guys for those of you who have subscribed to my channel. And I also want to say thank you to all of you who have posted comments and giving me feedback on my video. It's really very helpful when I get those feedback because then I know what to improve on, and the questions keep me informed as to what your expectation is on my next video. So if you want me to talk about a new topic on my next video, please feel free to post it in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to post a video on that topic. If you're new to my channel, I like to say welcome. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the notification bell and the subscribe button so that you get notified of all of my new videos that will be posted. Today, I will be talking about proof of fund. What is proof of fund? What is acceptable as proof of fund? And I'll also be talking about who needs proof of fund. So there's a category of applicants for the immigration process that do not need proof of fund. I'll be telling you about that. And I'll also be telling you what you need to do when you arrive Canada with your proof of fund. So if this video is for all those who have gotten to the stage of being invited to apply for permanent residence. In my previous video before this, so if you haven't watched my previous video, you might want to set out some time to take a look at those videos because I've covered a whole lot of topics talking of all of the documents you need to submit once you are invited to apply for permanent residence. One of the main documents you need to submit at this stage is your proof of fund. And keep in mind that you have just 60 days to apply to submit your application for permanent residence. That will be your final application in this application step that you'll be submitting. You have just 60 days. So all of what you're doing from now on, even before you enter the express entry pool, you have to have an idea of what you need to present as your proof of fund. I'm going to be listing out all of the acceptable documents for you can use for proof of fund and those documents that are not accepted as proof of fund. Please keep in mind that this information is public information which is readily available to you on the Canadian government website. Below this video in the comment section, I'm going to post the link which you can click on, and then you would voila go into that section on their website where you can see all of this information. But I have comprised all this into one video to give you that information, my loyal listeners. First off, I'm going to be explaining what the proof of fund is. So the proof of fund is a document that typically shows how much you have to settle in Canada. That is in layman terms. Now, on the Canada government website, which I'll be posting in my comment window below this video, you would see that depending on your family size, you need a certain amount to settle in Canada. So there's a minimum amount. So for example, a family of 4 have a certain minimum amount they need to present to show that they'll be able to settle here in Canada. That amount, as I say, it's minimum. You can have over and above that amount. The more money you bring into Canada, the better for you. It helps you to settle quicker. Because, for example, when you land in Canada, you need to find accommodation for you and your family. And so if you don't have family or friends here in Canada when you arrive, sometimes it can be a little bit challenging just because some landlords might be requesting things like reference letters from your previous landlord, which you don't have here in Canada, or reference letters from family or relatives that can stand for you in good standing and assure them that you'll pay your rent. Or they might be looking for job letters showing that you have employment and that you can sustain the rent. But all of that as a new immigrant, you don't have. And so as a result of that, some landlords can ask for rent of 3 months upfront or 6 months, or in some cases, even 1 year. And so the more you bring, and the more money you have on hand when you come in Canada, the easier it is for you to settle down, especially when you have kids. Trust me, especially when you have kids, you need to have enough funds when you're coming. And so the amount you see for your family size on the Government of Canada website is the minimum you should have when you are coming to Canada. And so I want to talk about the proof of fund. So that proof of fund is what you need to settle in here. It's your money. Nobody's taking it from you. That's what you need to settle and to help you ease in the new country because you're in a new environment. That money is all yours. You should have it in your account or in an investment account, but it should be readily available to you. Now, there's the emphasis that the Government of Canada makes that that money should belong to you. And so that money is not expected to be borrowed from anybody. That money should belong to you because you need it to settle in once you come in here. No government wants a liability in their country. I'm sure you can understand that. And so that money should be readily available for your use. It shouldn't be borrowed so that once you get in, you're able to settle. I'm going to list out some of all of the acceptable documents that you can use as your proof of fund. The very first one is your 6-month bank statement. So if you have a running balance in your account for 6 months that doesn't show a full lump sum just came into your account in that 6 months, that will be very helpful for you. Because if you have just one lump sum that came into your account, it looks off, like you never had that money. So it looks like that money must have come from somewhere that might not have been your own source. And so there should be a healthy running balance in your account for that period of 6 months when you submit your 6-month bank statement, if you choose to go that route. Another document you can submit is the fixed deposit certificate or the term deposit or the time deposit. People in different financial institutions call it differently. A fixed deposit is an amount, is a fund that you put into an account for a period of time. It accrues interest in that account, and after that period of time, you are able to get your principal and the interest it has accrued. You can fix that money for a period of, say, 30 days, 60, 90 days, 120 in some cases, depending on how long you want that money fixed. And so for the purpose of your immigration application, you might want to fix that amount for between 60 to 90 days or 60 to 120 days so that it's proof enough that that money actually belongs to you. Another document you can use, you can submit as your proof of fund is a treasury bill certificate or bond certificate or mutual fund certificate. So whichever you have, you can submit as your proof of fund. And I also want to make a note that you don't have to have one of these documents. You don't have to have all the fund in one of this type of investment. So for example, you can have some of your proof of fund in mutual funds, or you can have some of your proof of fund in treasury bills, or you can have some of it in fixed deposit or even in the bank. You can have them from different sources. But then that's why you would need a letter of explanation to be able to explain to your visa officer that all of these funds are yours and they all come together to make up what you need to settle in Canada, to meet up the number of the size of your family, what you need to settle in Canada. The letter of explanation is a very vital document for this application process. I'm going to be doing a separate video on that to explain scenarios where you need a letter of explanation, because this immigration process, all through this process, you might not have human interaction with anybody. Everything is done online. And so you should be able to submit a document where a layman looking at it would understand what you are trying to explain, not just pile different documents and submit, and somebody is looking and they don't know, it's all over the place. That's where the letter of explanation comes in. You're able to explain, I have this amount in mutual funds, I have this amount in fixed deposit. You explain and it all comes together. And then anybody looking at it understands, this is what I'm looking at. It all comes together to make up that proof of fund. And if you're married, your spouse can transfer money from their account into your own account, or you could make use of your joint account also. But your spouse will also need to write a letter of explanation. Letter of explanation is very key in this process. I'm going to be doing a separate video. It's really key for you to have letter of explanation. And so these are the documents that are accepted: 6-month bank statement, fixed deposit certificate, mutual fund certificate, treasury bills, bond certificates. All these are documents that are accepted by the Canadian government to show as proof that you have enough money to settle down with your family in Canada. Now, in addition to these documents that you have, you would need a letter from your financial institution that states how much you have currently, the date you opened that account. So it's not like you just open an account now because you wanted to do this process. It should have been a running account. You're also going to, that letter is also should also have the contact information of the financial institution for confirmation. It should have all of their email addresses, their website, and all the information that the bank has should be on that letter, and it should be on their letterhead. Now, the documents that are not accepted as proof of fund is, number one, real estate property documents. So if you have a home, the official document you have for your home is not accepted as proof of fund. You might have to liquidate that property and turn it to cash, because your proof of fund is meant to be readily available to you. A real estate property just has land value. It has a fair value. It doesn't have the amount you would need to, for example, pay rent when you come here. It's until you get somebody to buy, it's subjective. And so that document, the paper of a real estate property is not accepted. Another source of fund that is not accepted is borrowing. So if you borrow from somebody and then you have to give the person back, that is not accepted. But you can receive a gift from somebody, like from a parent or from a relation. You can receive a gift, but for that you have to get a gift deed from that person that is giving you that gift. Now I will talk about the programs you would apply for that you need to show a proof of fund, and the ones you don't need to show proof of fund. The programs you apply under where you need to show proof of fund, number one is the Federal Skilled Workers Program. You have to show proof of fund for that. Also, if you're applying through the Federal Trade Workers Program, you have to show proof of fund. The ones where you don't need to show proof of fund is, number one, if you're applying through the Canadian Experience class, you don't need to show proof of fund. Number two, if you have work authorization, so if you have work permit to work in Canada and you have a valid job offer for 1 year, you wouldn't need to show proof of fund. These are the situations where you don't need proof of fund. Please keep in mind that when you arrive in Canada, if you're carrying any amount above $10,000, either in cash, in check, in bank drafts, in whichever form, in stock, in bond, certificates, you have to declare that to the immigration officer at the point of entry. So when you land in the airport, you have to declare if you're carrying over $10,000. That's all I have for you guys today for proof of fund. If you have any questions about this or any other topic you would like me to cover, please feel free to comment in the window below, and I'll be sure to answer all of your questions. Thank you guys once again for watching, and keep an eye out for all of my videos by subscribing and hitting the notification bell. Thank you. Bye.